And it's okay if I get sick or an illness or hurt my ankle, because I did this year. I was out for 6 weeks in the middle of summer, and I was like, my life is ruined. I'm never going to run again.
Yeah.
Like, Cindy, be where you are. Just be there.
Yeah.
So I know that's a huge roadblock, is that.
Yeah. And I think, though, what we have to remember is that we've overcome it before. We've overcome so much that we have to...
Everybody listening.
Yeah.
We've all overcome it.
Yes.
We've done it.
Yes. Welcome to Grit, Grace, and Inspiration. I'm your host, Kevin Lowe, and I'm excited to welcome you inside. This is the kind of place where your glass will never be anything other than half full, because we choose to focus on the positive side of life. Now, this doesn't mean that we shy away from the real talk. No, not a chance. Matter of fact, we explore all aspects of life, from the good, the bad, and the ugly. But all of that is done with one purpose: to inspire you to never give up on life, even when it may seem like life has given up on you. Now, I get it. Life is hard, but starting today, you've got grit, grace, and inspiration. What's going on, and how are you today? My name is Kevin Lowe, your host, and you are joining me today for what is episode 149. I got a question for you. When you travel, are you the kind who just goes with the flow? You kind of travel wherever the road takes you? Or are you the kind who you have the GPS in front of you? Goodness knows I'm not going to mention a map, because who even uses the atlas anymore? So we're down to two choices. Are you the kind who just sets off with a direction, uses the compass, and says, you know what? We're headed northeast today. Or are you like, I need an address to plug into the GPS because I need some directions? Well, if you're the second person that we just mentioned, the one who needs those GPS directions, then you're going to love today's episode. Now, if you're the other person who likes to kind of go at it on your own, free flowing, well, that's cool for a road trip. But what about life? What about career choices? Big goals that you have? Are you cool with those to just be left up to the wind? If you go the wrong way, who cares? We'll find a new way to go. Or would you like some direction, some shortcuts, some direct paths that are going to take you from where you are to where you want to be? Well, if so, then this is also for you. Because today is not a typical interview here on the podcast. Instead, you are actually tuning into a live coaching call where I am working with a lady named Cinthia to create her life roadmap. Now, what's cool about this is that this is basically going to guide her through the year to come. At the time of this episode's release, it is January 2023, so we have the whole year ahead of us. And I am working with Cinthia to map out her year. She's got some big goals, some big obstacles to overcome, but we create a roadmap to help her do just that. Now, what's awesome about this whole thing is that I'm inviting you to be here in the studio with me, to be in the seat where Cinthia is today. Because this live coaching call, or this design session where we are designing your life roadmap, is open to you. If you are interested, head to workwithkevin.coach. Again, that website is workwithkevin.coach, where you can sign up and book your slot to be a guest on this podcast as we work through your life's roadmap. Sound intriguing? Woo, baby, I hope so. I'm excited about it. I'm excited for you to get to meet Cinthia as we really get to unpack what's holding her up in life, where she wants to be, and where she presently is. And at the end of the call, Cinthia is going to walk away with her own personal roadmap. And I want the same to happen for you. So be sure to check out today's show notes, and you can find a link to sign up, or as I said, just simply type in the URL workwithkevin.coach. With that said, I hope you enjoyed today's conversation with Cinthia, and hey, we hopefully will see you on a future episode.
A little backstory for me. I am 9 years in remission. So next year is going to be my 10-year anniversary for getting diagnosed with cancer. I don't think anniversary is the right word here. No, that's not it. So what happens is crushed cancer, started running just kind of really to get my life back, and then got really super sick again, had some life-threatening conditions in 2020, got really close to losing my life again due to some radiation, scar tissue issues. And there was a 6-month period where I barely could walk. This was 2 years ago. And so coming back from that, I don't want to call it depression or like melancholy, that was super tough. And I just made the decision to be stronger, to create more strength in my life. And so the last 2 years, I've really hyper-focused on helping others create awareness and support for those impacted with cancer as well. So I've been running races, trail running, to support a charity called First Defense, which helps people get out and let adventure heal them after going through something like this. So the big goal, when I was going through chemo and radiation 9 years ago, I met someone who had finished the Leadville 100. That's a 100-mile race at 10,000 feet altitude in Leadville, Colorado, within 30 hours. You have to finish that 100-mile run in 30 hours. And he had just finished it, and I was super inspired. And I looked at him and I said, if I can beat chemo, I know I'm going to be able to finish that race. And every day since then, that has rung true in my ears. And so I've kind of been like, well, one day I'll run an ultra, and I just can't do it yet because I'm not strong enough, or just a lot of limited self-doubt after going through something like that, after your body fighting you twice now, trying to kill me. So there's kind of like a disconnect between my mind and my body, really. And so this year, I was raising money for my friend Chelsea, who was battling a really rare type of cancer. And unfortunately, we lost Chelsea. And the day we lost Chelsea, I made the decision to run the Leadville 100 in honor of her for First Defense. And after that, I signed up for my first ultra, which was supposed to be next year. And I said, oh, you can't do it. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to try. And so I completed that 29-mile run in the second week of November. I'm stuck here, Kevin, with this mindset that I didn't do it. I couldn't do that. There's no way that I finished an ultra marathon. How am I going to go run 100 miles? But there's this inner passion inside of me that is so passionate about going and helping these people. And I want this so bad. Every single day, I think to myself, if I could beat cancer, I could cross that finish line. And I've beat cancer. It's been almost 10 years. That's going to be my 10-year anniversary. So I feel like the universe is conspiring to make this actually happen.
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, I mean, can I just say first and foremost, I mean, what a survivor you are in every sense of the word, of physically beating cancer, of emotionally beating cancer, to losing your friend to cancer. And yet,
in my family,
yeah,
there's so many. I actually carry a flag with me on my runs with people's names on it. And this morning I was like, why is Kevin not on my flag? So you're going on there today, my friend. And that that compliment means so much coming from you
Yeah.
because you have endured physically beating cancer and mentally beating cancer, and not even just cancer, but enduring far harder things because of cancer
Yeah.
and thriving.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you. So I listened to you though, and I'm sure those listening in on this call today, they're thinking, wow, I mean, this woman is unstoppable. So in regards to the call we're having today, what do you feel like is stopping you?
Obviously, there is, just like everybody listening to this podcast, we have that limited self-doubt, that voice, they say, that goes off 80% of the time is negative because that's just who we are as humans. So that voice, even after completing such a big race like that, says, who are you? You're too weak. What an imposter. Like, who are you to raise money and support and awareness for cancer charity?
Yeah.
And I'm like, who am I? Let me show you my resume.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so we've gotten this amazing idea of kind of this journey you've been on. So let's look ahead. Let's look ahead a year from now. And then I want to jump even further. I want to jump 5 years ahead. What is the
I love this.
what is the goal? A year from now, 5 years from now, what do you want?
Really, success to me is living a life that inspires others to just be more curious, to push their limits, their self-inflicted limits, and realize that we really don't have a limit. So I don't think just running this 100-mile race, like I crossed the finish line on 6th Street. That's not even the end. That's not, this is just, I'm just crossing the starting line at that point, to me.
Yeah.
And how exciting. I've literally just got a rush of nausea from the excitement. Because then what platform do I have then to raise support and awareness and help other people that have been impacted by cancer realize there's so much light on the other side? And everyone, even if you're not impacted by cancer, everybody is going through something so hard.
Yes.
And if I can show them that what they're going through is for them to be stronger in the long run, then that's success to me. And so I don't really think there's like when I get to this point, I will feel successful. I love the expansion.
Yes.
So after this 100, what if I go run the Moab 240-mile race? That's 5 days.
So let me ask you this. Which I was so glad that you already recognized that your goal is far bigger and greater than finishing that 100-mile race. It's far more meaningful than that. So in regards to nailing this down, because I believe that in order for us to achieve any goals, we kind of got to have that destination in mind. You know, instead of we're just setting off to drive across country, we need to know, okay, but we want to go to this state, to this city. And so to help you with that, I would like to ask this question. When you've made it to this destination, how do you know that you've made it? How do you know that you don't have to keep pushing yourself more and more? What is life going to look like for you? What do you want life to look like for you?
So again, I guess back to that expansion. I don't know if I'll ever get to a point where I'm like, all right, I'm good. Like I love expansion. But just now, what was ringing in my ears is a goal I've had my entire life. It's a goal to raise $1 million for charity. So I guess if that's my 5-year goal, that's far more than the 10,000 just for this one race. But then getting to a point where it's not like, I don't want to be on a pedestal.
Yeah.
I don't want people to say, wow, look at Cindy doing this and that. I want people to be inspired and be able to duplicate it.
Yes.
So once there is this duplication of I mean, I already have friends calling me, Cindy, I signed up for a marathon. And what do you think about me starting to trail run? And I'm like, yes, please go and inspire the people around you. Go be strong. Go be the strongest you. So that's really hard to answer
Yeah,
that. Like,
yeah. No, I understand. I understand exactly where you're coming from. I understand what you're saying, and I love this. And I love this. And so I guess kind of my next set of questions are, let's try and get clear as far as coming up with this roadmap. Let's look big picture first. What are 3 things that have to happen for you to reach this goal? To be living in this type of life, this mindset that we're talking about? What are 3 of the biggest things that have to happen?
well, I think just like with anyone that has a big goal, the most important is mastering those thoughts, the negative self-talk, and cognitively stretching that muscle until you're able to, within a snap, shift those thoughts to positive. Hey, listen, I can do this. I did run ultra. I am powerful. I can inspire others with what I'm doing right now.
Let me stop you real quick. With all that you have overcome, why do you feel like you keep turning back to the negative self-talk?
I think it's human nature, especially I've worked on being positive for decades. I've always put intention into that, and it still is a constant for me. And I feel like that you can either take that negative self-talk and let it drag you, pull you down, or cognitively shift it. Ask it questions. Is this true? What do you want here? What is the purpose of this? So I feel like me asking those questions more and more when those negative thoughts come through have made it quicker for me to shift into a more positive mindset. And you know what? Sometimes I don't feel like that positive mindset. Yesterday, for example, I didn't want to go for a run. I didn't feel good. I wasn't talking to myself positively. I never was able to shift into that, but I just went out and did it.
Yeah.
I just put my shoes on and went.
Yeah.
Because that voice doesn't have control of me at the end of the day. It's the roadmap, right? Like having that end goal is so powerful. And my little buddy, Witten John, who's 2 years old, went through his 26th round of chemo this week and is a huge, strong fighter, slapped his shirt on and it was over. I mean, I couldn't make another excuse as to why I didn't want to go out.
Yeah.
So
Wow. Okay, so first and
2 more, right?
so first and foremost, my thought process is maybe I need to have some homework. Maybe I need to every single morning when I wake up send you a text message that is a reminder. Cinthia, you are a total badass. You got this. You've done it. You've overcome. Stop thinking negatively. Get out there. You're already doing what you need to do. And the fact of you just told us you didn't feel like it, yet you put on your shoes and you went for the run. I mean, you are doing it. Matter of fact, you're way more ahead of the game than you even think you are.
Wow. Thank you.
And I feel like for you, you just need that reminder more and more that I can, I will, I'm going to, and nothing will stop me. And
I just had a huge epiphany.
okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
So this goes back to, and it's not just me, I know a lot of your listeners are going to feel this, how we were treated when we were raised. Not all of us had the best upbringing, the most loving, affirming parents. We didn't have that as a child. So this year was the year that I started to self-love and like believe in myself. And that was most important for me, was to not search for that affirmation from someone else, but know that I have it inside of me. Like I can affirm myself. And that's the most important for me. And that shifted this year huge versus looking for external affirmation. because we never got it as children.
Yeah. Yeah. That's powerful.
Sorry, Mom.
That's powerful. I mean, and I think you are so right in the fact that I think a lot of people can resonate with that. So, okay. I believe we've got in regards to this roadmap, we're trying to nail down our directions, continuing on with this mission that you're on of showing yourself love, of cheering yourself on, being your own cheerleader. I believe you're doing that. I believe you're doing that, and I want you to keep doing that. So now let me ask you, what's another thing that's going to have to happen, though?
It's that discipline.
Okay.
Isn't that the hardest thing, listeners?
Yes.
How many of you have challenges with discipline? One or two?
Yep. So being disciplined, how?
Time management would be the most important for me. Procrastination. So I didn't want to use negative words. I wanted to use more positive words. So instead of, I don't want to procrastinate.
Yes.
I want to be disciplined.
Yes. Okay.
I want to just take that action. So yesterday, going out and doing that run was strengthening my sword of discipline.
So, I agree 100%. So talk to me again about achieving this goal. So big time. What does being disciplined in this realm, what does that equate to? Does that equate to you getting up and going for a run every day? Does that equate to you getting faster every week? Like look at it like in that type of tangible take action type idea.
So my goal for December, I have 15 to 20 minutes a day where I am stretching, and then 3 days a week I'm doing strength training, and then a minimum of 3 running days. I'm just coming out of an ultra marathon, so I'm at the bottom of my training. So I don't want to be pushing myself and burning myself out right now.
Of course.
But my goal for December was a 75%. I have to do this every single day, and I cannot mess up one training. It was, here's what I want to do. My goal is to do at least 75% of that. And where that came from is because my kid hasn't been doing so great coming back from homeschooling. And so we implemented this, not 4.0, not perfect, but 3.0 attitude, where she's just trying a little bit harder every day. It's like that 1% that you hear about, just a 1% every day. So we go, all right, do you have your 3.0 attitude? Is that 3.0 attitude? And it hit me last week. And when I was writing my goals, and I said, why don't I try for a 3.0 instead of perfect? And I was like, well, what is 3.0 out of 100%? 75. So I said, if I'm doing that for my kid,
yes,
then I should not be hypocritical and do the same thing in my life. Hey, let's be 3.0 together.
Yes. Yeah, no, I love that one. Oh my goodness, that is absolutely amazing. Yeah. Okay, so we got number 1, we got number 2. What's number 3? What's the third thing?
It's procrastination. I know I married that in with the discipline.
Okay.
But procrastinating.
So what are you procrastinating on?
Everything.
So why don't we think, okay, so we're going to group procrastination in with discipline. Okay. So let's get past that. Okay. Because we got that nailed down. Okay.
Thoughts, discipline, and the third.
Yeah. What's something else? Even just think kind of out of your head, to think to yourself, to get to the life that you literally will be like, this is my dream life. I am doing everything I've ever wanted to do. What else do you feel like needs to happen for that to be your reality? Think big. I want you to think real big outside of the realm. Would it be starting your own charitable organization? Is it, I don't know, being, coming in first place on whatever type of ultra crazy marathon that you run? Is it, being able to raise a certain dollar amount for this specific charity? Something like that is what I'm kind of getting at.
Well, what is coming to mind, not necessarily starting my own charity. I did have my own charity before I went through cancer called Climbing Towards a Cure.
Okay.
And we would hike 14ers for different charities.
Yes.
But what's big that's coming out right now of me is not starting a charity per se, but maybe a group of survivors.
Yes.
And not just cancer.
Yes.
What if it's domestic abuse? What if it's MS?
Yes.
And I know there's not a cure for that, but that doesn't mean that they can't go live their life adventurously with that.
Exactly.
Lupus. I mean, the person who just won the Javelina 100-mile race had lupus.
Wow.
That's inspiring.
Yes.
So I think getting people to get, like, that goes right along with the big goal of mine to inspire others to go inspire and duplicate this inspiration of living your life to the fullest, no matter what has happened to you, you have your back. I think a group of survivor to thrivers would be amazing.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I agree 110% on that one. Oh my goodness.
Like, Kevin, what if you ran a 5K and you had no excuses?
I'm kind of the mindset that if something's not trying to eat me, why run? But
I love you. That's a huge thing too. I'm not trying to make everybody go run. If you love running, go run.
Yeah.
Go do what you love. It doesn't have to be running. Just get outside of your limits.
Yeah, exactly.
I actually, Kevin, you're going to love this. I was a guide for, I'm not sure how to say this correctly, but she was visually impaired. She hiked the 14er with us and she made it to the summit. I was one of her guides that went the whole way. And the whole time as we were hiking, I was describing in words, almost like a story, what everything looked like around us.
Yeah.
But she did it. Like, she climbed up 14,000 feet without being able to see.
Yep.
It was remarkable, life-changing.
Yes. Yes. That is so incredible. Oh my goodness. I love it.
So again, we only have the limits that we put on ourselves.
Absolutely. I agree. Okay, so we have these ideas, kind of our checkpoints along the way of this journey that you're, on in life. I would love to ask you this though. Along this journey, I feel as though things propel us forward that we want, but there's also things that propel us forward that we don't want. And so I would ask you, what is it along this journey that you truly want to avoid? What fear do you have that could be stopping you or that is more or less propelling you forward?
Getting sick.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hate to say that out loud. Like, I pretend that I'm not scared of it.
Yeah.
But injury and illness.
Yeah. I get that.
But that being said, to learn to move through that and with it and realize it's just part of the roller coaster. Like I said, I couldn't walk 2 years ago 2 miles without being in intense pain for the week. And now, like, it's okay. Just be where you are in your journey.
Yeah.
And it's okay if I get sick or an illness or hurt my ankle, because I did this year. I was out for 6 weeks in the middle of summer and I was like, my life is ruined. I'm never going to run again.
Yeah.
Like, Cindy, be where you are. Just be there.
Yeah.
So I know that's a huge roadblock, is that.
Yeah. And I think, though, what we have to remember is that we've overcome it before. We've overcome so much that we have to.
Everybody listening.
Yeah.
We've all overcome it.
Yes.
We've done it.
Yes. Absolutely. And, and so What you answered to that question was exactly, I feel like, the question that any of us who have ever had any type of physical or mental challenges in our life is that fear that what if it returns? What if I get sick again? You know, but as we said, we just have to draw back on what we've already overcome, the experiences that you've gained, that you've gotten stronger. You're a much stronger, more resilient, amazing woman today than you were 10 years ago.
Without question.
Yeah.
Cancer has made me way stronger.
Yeah. So I look at this and I think to myself, wow, you got some work to do. But that's what's exciting is I believe that in this life, in order for us to move on to that next chapter in life, you know, if we think of our life as a book of chapters, we have to be willing to not only put in the work, but also to be brave enough to put ourselves out there, to turn the page, to enter something that's unknown, that's scary, in order for us to keep achieving more and more and ultimately getting to that destination that we're fighting for.
I like what you just said there about doing things that are scary, because that scary chemical in the brain is the exact same chemical that shoots off excitement. So we really get to choose in that moment of fear and complete terror. Are we scared or are we excited?
Yeah. Well, listen, I have one last question for you. And that is, when we get off the call today, what is one thing that you can commit to taking action on that is going to move you closer to this end destination? Just one thing. It can be little, it can be big, but one thing that you can tell me without a doubt that within, I'm going to give you a week that you can start to take action on.
Okay. I have a huge thing actually that I haven't taken action on for months. And it's the who am I effect that's happening here.
Okay.
My Leadville 100 fundraiser for First Defense. I still haven't launched it because I have that who am I to raise money for charity effect happening. So that'll be it. I will launch that officially within the week.
Okay.
It's been on my to-do list for literally at least 8 weeks.
Fantastic. Well, good. Well, I'm going to be checking in on you. So you remember, I'm texting you with reminders of how absolutely incredibly awesome you are. And then I'm also be checking in on with you and being like, what's going on? How's that task list coming along? So
I feel a little rumble happening underneath the volcano right now. I can't wait to see where we are in a year.
Exactly. Well, listen, I, first and foremost, talking about doing things that are scary, that are unknown, you getting on the call today, being willing to have this call, to put yourself out there to the world on the podcast, I want to congratulate you for that. And I also want to just simply applaud you for not just surviving in this life, but for truly thriving each and every day. And
Thank you.
You are truly a ray of sunshine. And, you know, God puts people.
That means a lot.
You know, I believe God puts people in our lives for a reason. And I believe the two of us met years ago for a reason. And, you know, to build strength, to have strength kind of radiate off of one another. And I'm so glad that here on this podcast today, through our call today, that we could share some of your just amazing, sunshiny, radiating energy to the world. So again, thank you for being a part of it.
Thank you so much, Kevin. And thank you for having me. I am so grateful for you, and I'm so grateful for our friendship. And everyone, get on that email and sign up for one of these calls and get ready to explode.
Awesome. Fantastic. Well, thank you. And for you, again, as you just heard, get on one of these calls. Head on over to workwithkevin.coach. Just go to workwithkevin.coach where you can sign up for your very own life roadmap discovery call. It's completely free, no obligation, no sales pitch at the end. It's just literally you and me sitting down, talking about life and figuring out some steps you can take to get you from where you are today to where you want to be tomorrow. With that, I am Kevin Lowe, and this is Grit, Grace, and Inspiration. Have an incredible day. Hey, real quick before you go, I have one last thought to leave you with. I, of course, hope that you've enjoyed today's episode, but more importantly, I want to remind you that I never want you to listen to an episode of this podcast to hear something that I have to say or that my guest has to share and think, wow, I wish I could be like them. I wish I could overcome my own challenges and do the great things that they are doing, but I just can't. Well, friend, that's where you are wrong. You are capable. You are able. And you darn sure are deserving of having all that you can imagine in this life. There's nothing special about me or any guest I have on this podcast. We are all just normal people trying to make it in this life. And so I encourage you to take a look at yourself in the mirror and remind yourself that, you know what? I can do it too. Now, of course, if you would like help along that way, reach out to me, whether that's as a listener of this podcast, a friend, or if you'd like to work with me as a coach. My contact information is inside of every episode's show notes, just like this one. So go down, check out my contact information, and reach out to me today. With that said, I encourage you to take on the day every day with grit, grace, and inspiration.